Hello, everyone. My name is Dotun, and welcome to 5 Minutes on Data by DotunData. Today's episode is very special to me because we'll be talking about the police and data. I've been thinking about a way to pay tribute to those who have been victims of police brutality. So I thought about doing a topic of the police and how they use data science in their day-to-day work. Kindly watch. Thank you. Like I mentioned, today we'll be talking about police and data. So there's been a lot going on in the news about police brutality, and the issue of police brutality of Black people is not new. In the past few weeks and months, police have shot people like Jacob Blake, Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, and many others. And this has left their families to have to deal with their losses and feelings sad and emotions. So there's been a lot of reactions to this issue of police brutality, and I'll talk about them here. So the first thing that happened is that there's a lot of outcry against police brutality. So people have seen that this is actually an issue and this is a problem, that there needs to be a reform. Many people protested in different cities. Even athletes decided to boycott some of their games to raise awareness on the issues. And you have a lot of government officials actually taking disciplinary actions. So looking at policing and data, we know that data plays a big role in policing. So when you think about every crime that is reported, there's actually data being logged and collected for it, right? So when you do your police reports, that in itself is information being collected and stored. And so this has led to the need for data analytics in policing. So the ways police use technology and data are one, through predictive policing, so the ability to predict a crime before it occurs, through facial recognition. So if you think about your different cameras around to identify people within different locations. And finally, through social media monitoring. So what you're saying on social media can be used to identify certain crimes going on. So when we look specifically at data science and policing, we realize that predictive policing uses machine learning algorithm and past data to predict future crimes. So the argument is that we can stop crimes before they occur in the future if we can predict them. So what we know so far about police and predictive policing is that there are a lot of companies that are actually making money from providing analytics to the police. It's sort of done more harm than good because the past data actually targets minority communities, and so this ends up coming up in the systems, and so more policing is actually done in those areas. And finally, there's a big issue here because companies are actually secretive about the kind of data and the kind of information that is being used. We just know generally that it's past data that is being used. So if you want to learn some more about predictive policing, check out the Brennan Center for Justice report on it, and also the RAND Corp. Something to actually notice that more crimes reported, it's not equals to more crimes occurring. So like if you report a particular crime in an area, that doesn't necessarily mean that more crimes actually occur in that area. It just means that more crimes are just reported there. So what needs to be done? Well, there needs to be more discussion on the effectiveness of such tools, such as predictive policing, so that you don't end up creating the same problems that exist in society. And there needs to be transparency on what data is being used for prediction, because this is very important in terms of identifying what areas are being targeted. So on the final note, there are many injustices in the world, and the fear of being killed should not be one of them, especially by the police. Please follow me on all of the social media platforms, and please stop killing us. Thank you.